Man, glory to God. I'm gonna tell you what, glory to God. We haven't really given ourselves a lot of an opportunity to talk about what we've been doing, right? It's been kind of swirling around us, and we have been aware, we've been pleased that we've been winning, but we've been so in the moment and focused on the next game that I don't think it really resonated, and maybe still hasn't. I told them in the locker room, December 3rd, when we lost to Belmont Abbey, we were 2-6. And this team ran off 18 straight, and they're 20-6 right now, heading into the conference tournament as a 2 seed, right? Like, I give God all the glory for that. And whatever's left, I give to these kids, man. I'm gonna tell you what, they are, they're resilient, they are hardworking, they never stop showing up, right? Like, they kept coming in, they kept putting the work in, they kept trusting the process and trusting what we were working on and what we were doing. Slowly buying into the system and to each other. And I'm just super proud of them right now. I'm really a little overwhelmed right now with just grateful for the opportunity to work with them and be a part of this journey that we've been on all season. It's been, for me as a veteran, it's been unlike probably anything I've ever been through. So I'm really appreciative of it. I give God glory, but I also want to congratulate them and give them a lot of praise as well for the hard work that they put into.
Coach, first quarter was just, the big story was just turnovers and just a three-point shooting, just kind of, just came out hot from there. What did you do to really kind of change things? I know Keanu mentioned you kind of switched to zone a little bit there.
Yeah. Mount Olive, man, they're going to be good. They've got some really good young talent. They play extremely hard. I think it's been difficult for us to lock in on the mindset of being the hunted. And we've seen that in probably our last 3 or 4 games where teams have come out and played super, super hard because they want to beat us. And I think we still don't see ourselves quite the way we need to. Hopefully we'll work on that next week and be ready heading into a tournament for that mindset coming from our opponent. But yeah, I thought that we really had a hard time staying in front, particularly Hume did a terrific job getting downhill off the bounce, pulling up for a mid-range. And we were having a hard time, just kind of keeping them out of the paint. So the fourth quarter adjustment was just, go to some 2-3 zone. I do not remember the last time we played zone. It's been a while. And so again, I complimented them in the locker room just for their ability and their maturity to step into that defense that we hadn't really prepped for and run it pretty well and get the stops that we need to get. I think we held them to 6 points in the fourth quarter, and that allowed us to go ahead and push some things out. When we get stops, we get into a little bit of a rhythm. And we, to Mount Olive's credit, they just hadn't given us an opportunity to get stops. They were scoring on us and doing a really good job on the defensive side of the ball. So just switching to the zone gave us a little bit of an opportunity to get some stops and get into that offensive rhythm that we're pretty good in.
Even with that in the second quarter, they would get up by about 7 or 8 points, but you made that run that kind of got you in the lead at halftime. How kind of big was that? Obviously, looking back on it now, to kind of get you back in the game a little bit.
I think the maturity that we've grown into. I think we keep our composure. There probably were times in the past where that probably would have took us out. Looking up, going into the third or middle of the third, and you're still down. And then I think they pushed the lead out to 7 or 8 at one point. The confidence that comes with winning games, I think, is what you see in us in these situations now. We haven't lost in a while, so we still expect to win games even when we find ourselves down, maybe midway through the third quarter. And I think that just, that calming effect that our point guard, that Naya has, that she brings to the floor, that Lauren brings to the floor. Obviously getting Kiana back tonight was huge. We knew she was going to be big, but I didn't realize how big. So getting her back was huge. This is just such a team that we've had moving pieces all year, in and out of the lineup, injuries and different things that have come up, and it's always kind of been the next man up. And this group has done a really good job of staying together, staying composed, and doing what they need to do in the moment to get the win.
Yeah, Kiana, obviously Jasmine and Lauren really big in that fourth quarter, getting to the basket, getting the and ones, and free throw shooting, especially 10 out of 12, I think in that fourth quarter was really kind of a big difference as well.
Absolutely, yeah. We've done a good job from the free throw line most of the year, so we know when we get to those points and late game situations, we feel pretty comfortable. Any one of 4 or 5 kids in our rotation that do a really good job at the free throw line. I thought Key was really good, just playing in space. We're able to post her up a little bit, but she also did a really good job getting to the rim and finishing in the paint. So again, just the great thing for me is, as their coach, is that I know on any night it can be any one of them, because they're also super talented and they're also selfless. That, you know, tonight it was Key, night before it was Lauren, it could be Jasmine, it could be Naya, it could be any one of them, and they're all okay with that, right? We're locked in, we want to win games, and we're all willing to do whatever it takes to get the wins.
You know, it was also senior day.
Yeah.
So let's talk, just give us your thoughts on the impact of the program that Scarlett and Jasmine gave.
Well, again, you know, I can't say enough. Scarlett's been with me for 4 years now, and has really bought into everything that we've asked her to do. As a senior, about to get a degree, great student, great athlete, good leader, one of the most positive people that we've had in our program in my tenure here. Jasmine's had a great senior campaign. You know, she was that kid that even when we brought her in, we knew what we felt like she was capable of, but we hadn't seen it. We'd seen sparks, you know, flashes of it, but we hadn't really seen it in its entirety. And this year, she seems to be really settling in to that role. Again, another super positive kid. Life of the party, always brings energy, always brings a smile and a laugh. So we're gonna miss them, you know, obviously we're gonna miss them, but we're excited that we've got them for a little bit longer, that we've got a little bit more work that we need to do over the next week or two in the conference tournament. So we're grateful to them for everything that they've meant to us, everything they've brought, and excited that we were able to send them out tonight on a good note.